In this video you will learn how not to do a fusion. So let's get started. First of all, I didn't have 300 diamonds. These 300 diamonds or gems are gonna be really important. The thing is that we had a last second rush to get those 300 diamonds, the last pieces, by placing in some proper position in the Dragon tournament, and you see that position was 7th actually. So you see that 7th place, 60 diamonds, this is okay, because you got everything that we needed. Amazing, so 351 diamonds. Why do I need 352 now diamonds? The reason is quite simple. Because in order to do a fusion, I'm prepared like quite well at this stage. In order to do a fusion, we're done with one, it fits. But we're trying to do a second one, it doesn't fit, because you need to ascend the Void Champion, 5-star ascension. And in order to do that 5-star ascension in turn, here you can see I've started this. Tavern, ascend. You need a bit of resources. Now we have ironically, we have more than enough from the top resources, which was a potion mix. But this middle one is not there. And then we need to go to the Void Keep to get it, because there are no better sources at the moment. But unfortunately, the Void Keep is closed until Sunday. But given it's closed until Sunday, and the fusion happens to be finished in 11 hours, this means that the only way for me to complete this, because there were not enough Void Potions overall anywhere in the game to get all the 4, now my only choice is to go and open the Void Keep for 300 diamonds. That's why we need this. Because last time it was open last Sunday, I had like 70 minutes left and I started farming, but I obviously couldn't finish it. That was the tough part. So we're paying top dollar for this, and then we need to make sure to optimize. So this costs the minimum amount of energy and we only get the lower level potions. This is what I'm gonna get, because the worst thing is if we get the top level potions, because we cannot use it. So let's get started. Unfortunately there is no double raid in here, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna select some units that could help. For example, this selection, it doesn't matter really. So it's gonna be so easy that that it's not even gonna be a problem. And you see, most likely it's gonna be a one hit. Maybe I could even use this for champion training actually. Yeah, I can use this for champion training. So edit team, we'll wave goodbye to like a couple of units. Alice stays. Is there anyone who is worth training? At the moment, I've done so much training, so much champion training that it's crazy. So I might as well just use these 2 stars for now. Alice is doing it alone anyway. This is not an optimal champion training, I understand. And then there is gonna be the Arcane Keep as well. I don't know if we have enough. I think I calculated that it was enough, but maybe my calculations were wrong, I don't know. Because I cannot fully recall this. Okay, that was it. We're getting that's the bad potion, the smaller potion. In the meantime, there is also some dungeon run, so we're getting at least some rewards. Or champion training as well, so those rewards are fine. And as quickly as possible, really. And you see, this is the reality, this is the real experience of the game. That's what you can anticipate, that's what you can expect, that's what you sign up for. And it may happen that it takes quite a long time until we get the proper potions, because there are quite a few potions in here that are still required to finish this. And finally, and this will hunt my overall results, by the way, in the 3-month free-to-play challenge, because it's not optimal to spend all the energy on this. It's by far not optimal. But I was thinking about one thing. Shall I go for position 20, position 18, position 16? Well, unlikely I would ever reach position 16, but 20 is within the cards. Or shall I get a champion that I can use later, because this is my first ever account. I've never had an account before that is like was past level 20. and now we're at level 60 or so. So I decided on getting Fabian. I know it's clumsy, I know it's ugly as well, but I decided on this. Now we have some energy reserves in the meantime, so that we don't have to click back and forth. I got the weekly, and advanced there is gonna be some more. I can do the Cursity and the clan versus clan. And I think I claimed everything already yesterday because the Dragon tournament cost quite a lot. But one thing I haven't claimed is this. So we can get 300. And there is also the clan shop. Let's see how much we need, how much we still need. So this Ascension is gonna be expensive. So right now we need 6 plus 18, 24 in total. Let's see how we can mix this, and if we can mix this at all. Actually it's 17, 17 is needed. Potion mixer, we have 1 already. So we need 16. 16 more. That will take a while. Dungeons, back to Void Keep because it's open. And by the way, if it's open, I might as well continue farming, I don't know. Why isn't there a double raid option in here? And then the crowning is gonna be the Arcane Keep requirement. So there are Arcane Keep requirements as well, but I think I got some extra high level potions and other missions because it's a bit easier to get Arcane Keep than Void Keep. Yeah, these units don't contribute much to the damage, but anyway. So we didn't get any, still 17. And you know, it's random. It's far too random. Fortunately, it's fast. And maybe it's worth doing it elsewhere, because of exact probabilities are not displayed here. I would have to go elsewhere to see the probabilities. We have 16 left. That's another issue, so we would have to display the exact probabilities, I guess, in many modes. That's the worst thing, we didn't even get anything. And there is a probability of failure, by the way, if you run out of energy. I still have 1000 energy in reserves, and then 50 in a mission and 130 in another mission. Yeah, bad news. But that's actually the fastest way. Let me see, I'm gonna go to Void Keep. Probabilities. Because I might be farming the wrong thing. Potion glitch, there is a glitch. Good to know there is a glitch. In the meantime I'm farming, even if it's suboptimal. Number 15, there is no superior potion ever. Let's see. Stage selection. We can actually reach number 15. I can check. But then I cannot train. A good question. I know that this team works. But this team works too. But it's void, so it doesn't matter. Well, instead of this unit, I would rather use this for support, and the 2 damage dealers are gonna deal the damage. And playing it safe. And we'll see how long this takes, because it may take a bit too long. It's on auto at the moment, so it wastes all the extra buffs on the first 2 levels, and then on the 3rd level we don't have ammunition left. That's the issue. See, we got the extra 2 speed, and the 2 speed got taken away. That's a problem. And it's obviously a different experience, it's a slower experience. Because even to get these units. Maybe it's too slow. Void relic math. There is a wiki. In the meantime, I'm checking out what the potion drop percentages are, or probabilities. And math is quite heavy, but this is not the table that I was looking for. It's still doable. 1 minute something. Void potion keep. Let's see if Alhades said something about it. Yeah, well, this is exactly what I don't want. You said it was glitchy, and we're not gonna get this reward. You know. Okay, I'll go back for now and farm this. In the meantime, I'll check. I don't need strategy, I don't need boss dealing. I need probabilities. It's still the small one. Potion drop rates. Maybe not probabilities, but drop rates. It makes more sense. Loot table. Still need 16 and the energy is going down. So here is a website. Let's see, void keep. Void keep, here it is. We still got the bad one. Void keep stats. Are the images gone? Because that's even worse. In the meantime, victory. Finally, so we need 15 more. And there we go. So, void keep guide. And there is a list of champions, there is everything except the drop rate. Okay, 14. And we have a relatively good team as far as I can see. I think it's 13 right now. Potion keep loot tables. Finally, this is what I wanted. Open image in new tab. Too bad that we cannot tell some of the units to not do anything. I think it's number 7 that I'm using. The percentages for Brew, Mystery Shard, Ancient Shard is the same. And for number 7, so there is the lesser one, stage 7, vertically. Greater Potion, it's about 15%. That's quite bad. So I'm farming the bad area. Because the thing is that even in higher ones, for example 15, it's still 50% approximately. 14, 18, 21, 22. And then we have some chances of the higher one, but this probability is higher. And therefore I should be farming 15. So I'm gonna use 15. Okay, I could do 16 as well, but it's a lot longer. So I'll use the same team as before. What was the other one? So damage, yeah, I need another damage dealer potentially. Let's see. Although not booked, not ascended, this is just a new edition. I don't have enough books. The next books will come to him. Simply because the drop rates, just because we get the wrong drop, it doesn't mean that it's not optimal, because you need to get the second keep percentage up. And I also want to minimize the time investment. I can still afford to minimize the time investment because I have enough energy. If I didn't have enough energy, I would not be able to do that. In that case, I would have to farm the worst possible dungeon, even if it takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes, even if it's manual. Otherwise, I would not get Fabian at all. So that's the idea. Whatever we do, Alice will just do the job. So all the task is gonna be completed by just Alice. And the drop rate. The drop rate is not just that we get 1, but on stage 15, for greater portion, we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 as well. And you see, even from the lesser one, this is almost 1 portion, the lesser one. So let's continue. It would be so amazing if the drop rates were actually there, but they are not. So stage 16, stage 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 would be ideal, because 20 doesn't give us any of the lower portions. That maximizes the chances of us getting proper ones. And if you didn't know that, you have to consider some of these things, because farming suboptimal things is not ideal. Sometimes we have to farm it because, you know, you have two options. You have a given amount of time allocated on this game, right? And within that given time, energy replenishes in 7 hours. So this means that even if you spend the energy suboptimally, it's better than not spending it at all. So if, let's say, one dungeon takes 10 minutes and not like 30 seconds, then you go for the 30 seconds, spend the energy, because you cannot afford to do the 10-minute thing. So this is what we need to do for the ascension. This is the very last step. I didn't know this. I made so many mistakes. So mistake number 1. There was a summon rush. In that summon rush, we got the lower level of unit, Bloom or something, the Skinwalker, and I could have gotten the higher level unit, but I was like, no, I don't even have enough shards. So I didn't go for the higher level unit that right now needs to be ascended. I mean, 3 of them still need to be ascended. So what happened was that I stopped at the lower level unit, knowing that I'll still be able to get all the other lower level units. I had to get 16 of them in total. And the higher level unit could have saved me 4 out of 16. And it turned out, in hindsight, to get the very last piece of those 16, I had to do a summon rush where I had to spend at least as much, if not more, energy in total to get the smaller piece. So that was kind of a disappointment on my end, that I played it suboptimally. And coincidentally, exactly on the same day where I had to spend more than 2000 mystery shards in total. Just think about that. The amount of clicks. On the same day, Void Keep was open on Sunday. And once I figured out that, because I'm doing other things, not just full-time Raid Shadow Legends, obviously. As soon as I figured it out, that, oh, there is a problem because it's only open for, thanks for nothing, only open for a couple of minutes, like 12-13 minutes, it was already too late. So I did farm it as much as possible. I could ascend 1 champion out of 4. And then the Void Keep was only open a Sunday after, but then the whole challenge would be done. But the problem is that in order to get that last champion shard, Bloom, I had to deplete my gem stash from more than 1000 to less than 300. So then the quest on Monday and Tuesday was, and also on Wednesday, I had to finish this today live, you see, to earn enough gems in order to open the Void Keep. It's crazy, isn't it? Because of lack of planning. This is how the game entices you to spend. Because just think about the sunk cost fallacy, that you've done so many things already. so many like hurdles, craziness. And then in the last step, there is a hurdle that you don't even plan for, right? Because I'm a rookie. Oh, thanks for nothing again. So I'm a rookie, so I couldn't have planned for this. And then afterwards, you run out of resources, which could happen to me live as well. And then you start spending in order to finish what you've worked for let's say 2 weeks or 3 weeks. This is what fusions are all about. It's evil, right? It's very, very evil. Now, I'm not gonna spend even if I run out of energy, but I think I'm good in terms of energy. It would be an edge case if I played the other keep, but here I should be good. Just, I haven't gotten any potions. Now the probability of what I'm looking for, at least 2 potions, is, let's see, stage 15, 7, 12, 15, 16, at least 16%. Fooled by randomness. Fully fooled by randomness. So we're going on. I soon have to click. I still get some drink. Now I have to click. 8. Oh, by the way, I did the live arena last midnight in order to earn 50 energy and maybe some gems. But I didn't earn gems, I just earned energy. Had I earned gems, I wouldn't have had to do the dragon tournament and I could have saved at least 700 energy. I spent the 700 energy on the dragon so that I could earn the last gems. You saw it was 60 gems. I didn't even go forward. It's so evil, right? So this is a last minute Fabian fusion, done in a very suboptimal way. And by the way, I didn't have the resources to go for the fusion. I checked out Bones' video and he does all the fusions, right? It's in first place in the whole challenge. I happen to understand his language. Now, the thing is that he always goes in prepared with like 20,000 energy and whatever. No, not 10,000. Something was 20,000 in total. And gems and everything else. Okay, let's move on. We need to deplete the energy. Because it might be an edge case. It might be an edge case in a sense that you need to earn some energy to get the last piece. I haven't even checked the arcane keep requirements because, well, I'm playing as a noob. So I don't have the mathematical planning and everything. This is why I like these games, by the way, because I have a math background. But I'm not using that math background at the moment because there is theory and practice. From my old go-kart times, it's the same, right? That you know in theory how to do things quickly and effectively and how to calculate things. But you need to separate the two. One of them is learning mindset, the other one is trusting mindset. Right now, I'm in trusting mindset, where I trust the skills that I currently have. But I haven't learned enough, so I don't know. I don't know and I cannot know what the optimal thing is. Maybe I could have changed some of the artifacts and I could be farming level 20. But given that I have to execute on trusting mindset, I don't have time to experiment. And given that I'm not experimenting at the moment, I just trust that stage 15 is optimal for me in terms of time investment and in terms of what potions I get. I was trying to farm stage 8, but then it turned out that it's a disaster. I'm just getting 1, 2 or 3 regular potions, or maybe 4. The minimum number of potions on stage 15 I can get is 7. Except if there is a less than 10% chance for XP brew, ancient shard and lesser potion. No, what is it? Mystery shard. So I'm gonna keep the account and I will not spend the resources and selectively spend on if I see a good enough fusion, for example, I'll go for it and we'll see what it's like. I have another plan that will finish the free-to-play, and I'll reach some of the heights that the others did in 3 months, and we'll see if it takes me 9 months or 8 or whatever. Mystery shard, that's 2.85% probability. Horrible. So you see, we're not getting our fair share yet of potions, but this is the luck element, so there is no guarantee ever. And given there is no guarantee, we're playing with the wallets of people. Now, if I don't make it, it's gonna be a reminder because I'll have 4 of the Void champions. It's not a bad reminder, and they are not bad units either. But you know, I would prefer doing the fusion fully. I have some tricks up in my sleeves, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. But that's the suspense, you never know. Some people are excited by it. Others have some gambling instincts. Gambling, which means that they don't know the result, they hope for the best of luck, and that gives them some adrenaline rush. I'm at this stage a bit tired by having to do this, having a phone and setting it aside. I learned how this game is played in the first week or first few weeks. My system rebelled against it a bit more. Now I'm more desensitized because I know how to play it on the side. Meaning that I do other things and I automatize as many things as possible. Auto hotkey clicker options are gonna be important as well, because I really don't want to do things manually. And I also want to do things optimally, close to optimally. So we'll see. Maybe I'll spend the next 9 months to learn how to play this. Decrease turn meter, yeah. Because, you know, the first challenge is just good for learning the rules. This is what I did. I played relatively okay compared to an average, but I played really poorly with respect to the top 0.5%. Let's say bone and the like. So now, after the challenge, we'll have to go back to the learning mindset again and just experiment. Next time there will be no Alice, next time there may be other rules. And this is the skill that you always need. Okay, that's it. Finally some potions, although not the ones that I really wanted. And it's just 1.5 times the energy, but the drop rates are so much better. I still have 1000 energy left afterwards, just in case some arcane keep requirements have not been met. And whenever I get 9 of these lesser potions, I collected more than 2 million silver. So I refuse to do the final gear enhancement reward, or do enough gear enhancement for that reward, because I wanted to make sure that I have enough silver just in case I needed it. A fusion also costs 300,000. It would be a pity to do all the requirements, everything, and then you figure out that you run out of silver, and then you have to farm. But actually this won't ever happen, because absolute worst case I have enough artifacts to sell. Because not too long ago I earned quite a lot of artifacts from the Dragon tournament and I didn't sell them. Because those are types of artifacts that I haven't used enough. It's more random of an artifact type. Okay, that's it for this battle. Quite soon, finally. Oh no. So you see, this is the worst possible luck that you can potentially do. And this is why, so I either do a video of this, and then you see that it's not running in the background, but then every single setback, brew and everything else is just even worse. Or if I don't do a video, it's just running on the side. Because it's already almost 30 minutes of grinding this. Well, there were 5 minutes explanations and 25 minutes of grinding this thing. It's very much like a live stream setting. Hopefully it will work. We will see. With all the poison and everything. So It's still automatic, so I can even comment, because automatic is still faster than doing it manually. Because my delay in terms of clicking would result in more issues. So this looks like a good enough team to me. First time ever Alice may be dying, but I'm not worrying about that, because others are good enough, they can jump into her place. Oh, plus there is healing, yeah. Given I'm doing it automatically, I don't have some of these insights. Good. So finally, the worst possible potion, that's also bad luck. I would love to do a downgrade in terms of potions. This would be an amazing feature. Because sometimes you have to mix upwards, and I did this with the Void in the past, and I did it a bit too much. Sometimes a downgrading would be amazing. But now it seems like that I won't ever need Void potions for, let's say, half a year. Unless there is an Arbiter mission. By the way, I gave up on the Arbiter missions because I went for points. Because I can do the Arbiter mission later. And I knew that I would not finish it anyway. I went for points by leveling up the skills to level 3. Most of them. Most of them to level 2, some of them to level 3 to be exact. So we're still playing the probabilities, so it's still better to sometimes earn the higher potions than to earn one smaller potion instead of 9. And the drop rates of the middle potions that we're looking for, we still need 13 or so, are a lot higher than on level 7. In exchange, it takes more than a minute per try. So I was considering depleting my energy. I would love to get a super raid as well on this. And after the energy depletion, I'll see how many potions you can mix. And maybe ascend one of the champions, and then we'll see the arcane keep requirements, because those requirements are gonna be important as well. Last piece. Okay. What's going on? Yeah, we're still not getting the potion that we want, but it's bias. You know, when you're looking for something specific and you're not getting it, it's bias. For example, there is a 0.5% drop rate of ancient shards. I haven't gotten one single one. Am I unlucky? No, because that's exactly what I don't want. I want potions, not ancient shards. So I'm lucky that every single time the 99.5% manifests. So yeah, I didn't think that it would take so much. But you know, this is also experience. And I could have gotten lucky, because you can get, how many? 5 greater potions in a single run. The probability for it is 1.15%. It's not bad. 1.15. More than twice the probability of an ancient shard. That would be amazing. And luck will even out. The question is when. And whether I have enough energy for it. Still the lower potions. Okay, I'm earning energy again, so let's see. Let's see what's going on with these units. These are the ones that need to be upgraded, ascended. So the highest requirements are there. All the requirements are there, but let's see the other one, because we still need to do, yeah, this one. So altogether 45. Yeah, I checked the other keep and it was fine. So let's see, we have 27 in total for the ascension. Fine. So this has been ascended. We have the second one out of 4. Now we need the third one. Oh, there was a misclick, or not a misclick, like an issue. Let me go back, because I was a bit worried about having ascended the wrong unit. That would have been a disaster, but no, it's the right unit. And now there is a third one. For the ascension, we need 20 medium potions. So this means that I calculated something badly, because it's actually 20 times So the ascension, wait a minute, it's, yeah, 20 times 2, then I still need 40. That changes things. Let's do a potion mixing. We already have 8 out of the earned amounts, and the silver is covering it. So we have 8, and we need 20. Okay, that changes things because I was only hunting for like 13 or so. Let me go back, void, and do either number 15 or number 16. I might check. 17 would be ideal, but at the moment trusting my set, I trust that I can farm this. It may take some time. So 2 out of 4 is complete. We have the arcane keep requirements, which means that we can spend more than 1000 energy on this. I think it will be a lot less, but potentially we could do that. I haven't earned one single greater potion for about 20 minutes. So it doesn't mean that it doesn't change the probability. The past doesn't change the future. It's an invariant thing. Invariant systems mean that the past has no influence on the future, just like in case of a roulette wheel. If there were 5 blacks, the probability of a 6 black or a 6 or a red afterwards is the same, unless there are uneven things in the physics calculations. The only way to make money on roulette that I know of is if you can predict the trajectory of the ball and bet on quarters of the wheel. Better than nothing. It's almost 1 potion, but we're still not getting the medium one. I will soon get down to 0 energy, and then we'll have to buy some in the bazaar. That's the difficulty. Okay. Well, the situation is that you never know how long it takes, and 2x speed is the absolute maximum. This is when sweeping would be so great. This is when automate. So I have a huge disagreement with those who defend this, that you have to see this. Background battles have been implemented, which means that the creators of Raid even confessed that this is not good quality of life decision of having to see this. Now, if I'm making a video, something is happening on screen, that's amazing, and in the meantime I can talk about some other random stuff. And it looks like as if I knew what I was doing, if I was a pro or something, because things are happening on screen. And actually I'm winning, so it looks like as if I was a pro. For those who know how to play, they basically know that I'm quite far from being a pro at the moment, which can change at any time. But at the same time, this is just automatic and it looks cool. But if this is your experience, that you do a fusion, for example, and you have to keep on using your phone or some device, some emulator, to continue playing this, experience shifts to something horrible. And this is when background battles are amazing, but it would be even better if I could turn off the phone while the server would calculate the background battles, and the results would be available once you log in next time. Even better if you could focus on other things while doing background battles on one thing. But this is not necessarily the objective of the development team. Lesser potions per energy. Stage 15, it's 2.653 energy per lesser potion. The problem with stage 16 is that it costs 14 energy, not 12. So I think I'm farming the West one at the moment. You cannot use this, that's why. It's the best reward, but I don't like the best reward, obviously. So that's the difficulty. Energy is running short. And we're not making enough progress. I cannot even ascend the third champion yet. And then I'll have to find creative ways of getting energy, which may lengthen progress even more. I didn't think it would be so difficult. And that was my optimistic 12-minute try that it matters. Actually, it matters because if without those 12 minutes, the video would be 12 minutes longer. But I want to get to the fusion badly. Or I want to know if I can get to the fusion at least. And after that, I don't need any energy whatsoever. Maybe to complete the daily missions until the 4th, and then I'll do a bit calmer. Fine. That's it. Finally some reward. So it's not the best, by the way, but it's 30 lesser potions worth of things. So I'll deplete the energy and we'll see if we can rank up or ascend the third champion out of 4. And if we can, then there is just 20 more of these potions. I don't know what I calculated originally, because I thought that I only needed like 13 or 14 or 15 in total, but actually it's a lot more. It turns out in hindsight. So looking forward to it. And by the way, it's also possible that we get lucky at times. Like getting like 5 potions. And then getting another 5 and another 5 and another 5. Probability of it is minimal, but it's not 0. The average experience is that you have expected value and you have a high variance, and you can be on any end of the variance. So I have no idea how long this takes. It's okay. 9 lesser potions. We already got 2 highest potions. 11% is the chance. So every 10th is gonna be the highest potion. I think it's kind of an okay drop rate with respect to reality that we're experiencing. The drop rate is obviously there. It's just we can monitor if we get lucky, we get unlucky. And luck is a deciding factor. And that's what makes the human mind as well a bit intrigued. The luck element, because you have not full control. If you had full control, that you knew that you have to do this like 10 times, and after the 10th one it's gonna be over, in that case people would be less hooked. That's another psychological aspect of the game. Now I'm seeing the pressure at the moment, or it's quite serious that it's possible that it won't be completed, which is not good. Now, yeah, another drop rate. Now we're running too well for these highest potions. Far too well. Still 1 sigma, but quite well. So that's an issue. But at least I won't have to do this for half a year, as I said before. And one more motivation is that, for health reasons, I decided on not eating breakfast until it's done. So it looks like a big intermittent fasting thing so far. With no control. My only control is if I go up and do another game mode. Like not stage 15 but stage 10, for example. Let's see, 7 lesser potions could be better. We have 3 more before we see where we stand. And then I'll get some more energy. I would love to ascend the 3rd champion, obviously. But I think we're falling short. I stopped calculating exactly what is going on. But we must be falling short of it. Slightly short. There is no way to accelerate this. Absolutely no way. So this will go on. And at the end there is gonna be the fusion. Or a disaster. Let me know in the comments which one you would like to see. And this is your experience as well. If you don't plan perfectly. So you need to learn how to plan perfectly. I didn't. This is like learning. Last time I got 2 Sabitas, but I didn't even want to go for the fusion. Lesser potion. So I didn't even want to go for the fusion. This time I wanted to go for... Actually, I didn't want to go for the fusion this time either. I just tried so that I can see how many of those blooms I can collect out of the 16. And I thought of them as 3-star chickens, basically. And then it turned out it's too easy most of the time. So I did all of the 16. And I had the resources for them. Barely, but I had the resources. And this is when I was like, okay, let's finish this. But then the Void Keep was problematic. And the Void Keep is holding us back. Actually, it's not the Void Keep, it's me that's holding us back. Because get the higher one in the first champion chase, but for that I didn't have resources. Then I had to get the very last one in the second champion chase, because I had no other option, I already had 15. And I didn't have the resources either. But I learned how to create mystery shards while using up mystery shards. That was the second one. And because of doing that, I didn't have time for the Void Keep. Crazy experience. And I don't know if people calculate with this, like the development team, but the requirements keep on increasing. And after all, Fabian is just another champion. I'm not sure if we can get these champions in the regular summoning. In exchange for a lot of shards, obviously. Randomly. But it's just another champion. I'm wondering if we can get, for example, He-Man or any others. We can get their souls. It doesn't mean we can get anything else. So that's the weirdness of this. Now, suspense is coming. We will have to see where we stand and we have to get some energy. I think it's not that bad. That helps immensely. That's 1/8 of the total requirements for both of the two champions. So let's go to the champions. 1 is done, this is done, this is not done. Tavern Ascend. We have 16, plus we can mix 4. So we're done with the third champion. Good. Now you just need 1. And there is a visual bug here, so... Or maybe it's not a visual bug, it's just something that... Because both of them are purple. Now what we need is ascend the fourth one. We just need 20 of these potions. And we cannot downgrade any of these. We'll just have to downgrade 2 of the greater potions. But it's not possible. I don't know why, it doesn't make any sense to me. But let's go to the arena. It doesn't hurt refreshing at times, you see, these are excellent fights. But we're going to the Glory Arena actually to get the other thing. The energy. I'm not fighting this, no, not this time. Although it's easy. These look easy. This one looks easy too, but let me just focus on what I want to focus. No, it's not this one. Where was it then? In the clan shop. So, clan shop. Here we get up to 1,000. I'm getting 200 for now, and then we'll see how far we get. And dungeons. Void Keep. Stage 15. You see 16 costs 14, so this is the most cost effective with respect to what I can reach with this account right now. And then we'll count all the way to 20, because that's all that is needed. A minute 51. All the way. So I would like to get what? This quantity 5 looks good, it has a 1.15% chance, obviously. And there is no quantity 6. So we got the best possible outcome. Which is weird. Fooled by randomness, I would say. So you see that it's at least doable. We have 1,000 energy plus replenishment. And then the end of the video is gonna be a fusion. So that you see how this works. And don't underestimate these last challenges. Maybe these last challenges are meant to be done first. So whenever you do fusions, make sure to have like, I think the 20 million was a silver that Boone said, plus all the potions. So farm all the keeps so that you have enough reserves for the potions. Then you don't have to do any of these. And have enough energy in reserve. I think I have some energy as well. No, actually I don't. I spent it. And have basically everything prepared. Because if you do, then it's just a walk in the park. Unless they screw you over with the rules. It can also happen. If you don't do it, then it's gonna be really difficult. Like, I'm showing you the more difficult route. Hopefully you see too that it's not the way to go. This late in the afternoon without breakfast is obviously not good. So we need 18 potions, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 17, I don't know. Possibly 17 with the mixing. And if you cannot accept this playing style, then Raid Shadow Legends is not for you. Because it's all about farming, 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 getting slightly better, and then farming again, learning a lot, experimenting with maths and collecting data from the internet because it's not in the game, optimizing, learning mindset for experimentation, and then trusting mindset to execute. But execution may take hours. But at least if you optimize things, then you earn a lot more during execution. Execution is not playing the game. And that's where I still disagree with Crouching Grandpa. He says he's playing the game. I'm not playing now. I'm just looking. It's a big difference. When I play, it's when I do the calculations, when I perform the calculations. That's learning mindset. That's when I also play. Or when I basically press the button. Now, I'm in trusting mindset, to trust that I've done my homework and I'm optimized in terms of which keep to farm. But the problem is that the game goes and invades your private life in a way that it makes your time an in-game resource. And that's when some people say, no, screw this, I would rather spend. That's why they make your time as well an in-game resource, because not everyone wants to do this. So this is when you see that some quality of life improvements would be amazing in the game. For example, that we don't have to look, or maybe even speed up. Speeding up would be amazing, not 2x. I think there was once a 3x speed. But this whole thing is backwards, because I strongly believe that the server is supposed to calculate the results, not the client. Here the client is calculating the results, it seems to me, very much. Because it's not server driven who is doing what kinds of skills. In case of an auto battle, you have the algorithm, and you're supposed to make the server calculate this. Now the algorithm through which the units behave can be altered. And I think that's a client-side saving. I'm not sure about it, if it's carried over across devices. But if it was saved on the server, you would be able to replay the same thing over and over again on the server as well. It's not even difficult. And then you would be able to just calculate the results as accurately as if it was played on the client. Obviously, on a software development point of view, it makes more sense when you spend the resources of the client, because everyone has a cell phone like to play, or a computer, because otherwise you would not be able to play, and that has good enough resources to handle some of these battles, so that a server doesn't have to compute these things. Because if let's say 100,000 people are doing this and computing this on server side, that would be quite expensive for the company. This time it's quite cheap for the individual, and overall it's just as expensive, but the per person cost is negligible. So that's why the client is handling some of these, not just the graphics, but also the calculations, everything else. But these are actually not hard calculations. Mathematically, it's just, you have a round robin with the units, with the turn meter, and then you calculate, they perform their attack, and you don't even need to play the animation. You just need to deduct the score, keep the score in the battle system. It's very easy, super easy actually. Just let's get this done. Okay. Slowly moving forward. I think I still have to spend these 200 energy at least. And I think I'll have to buy more afterwards. But at least those resources are available. Clan versus clan. And afterwards the clan missions. I did the clan missions in the last 2 weeks. So, how long? We're approaching an hour. Didn't think about that. Then, after the hour is done, we'll soon spend the energy and we'll see. What do you think? How much more time is gonna take? 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 50. At least we're earning the potions. Not 1 potion, but 8. And this is a learning curve for me as well, to do the proper potion hunting, not the bad one. So that was actually good to do. So, what else? Alice is a surprisingly good champion, with all the area damage and everything. And this double damage as well. But the AI is horrible. Alice should have killed the right hand side unit first, or opponent, and then she would have had a second dash towards the main opponent. But she didn't do it, she was targeting the main one. It was once again a suboptimal AI. This is why I would love to see a game, and maybe I'll have to do it myself, where the game is all about, well, not myself fully because I'm not a 3D modeler and so on. Now, and not even an artist. But the idea would be to make the game algorithm-based game, which means that players can play just like this, but you can also train an algorithm, optimize the decisions of your champions based on your instructions, and then they would execute it while you're not on screen. An AFK type of resource, yeah, or resource management. But the interesting thing is that bots would be able to compete with real life people. I'm not sure how interesting, how exciting that would be for real life people. But then people with knowledge, with development knowledge, but less time, would be able to compete with those who have the time and could optimize things manually and potentially exploit the AI. Because the thing is that the AI is kind of blind and cannot adjust to changes. And the exciting part would be to always shape the environment, shape the world in a way that it keeps on changing. So when it changes, you need to adjust, and then you need to change the AI, obviously. For example, in King Arthur Legends Rise, there is the weather that influences the outcome. But there can also be shift in some force, some background force that sometimes prioritizes one of the types, sometimes the other one, and this would be visible to real-life players, but the AI obviously doesn't see this on how to adjust, because some strategies can be amplified, other strategies can be dampened. So this is a potential idea. Now, it's a hell lot of work, but it's still less work than completing a fusion every single time. It's crazy. Now, 2 potions. This is what we want. At least. It won't always happen, but these 2 potions were great. And you never know how much it takes. Running short on energy. A super raid button would be so amazing. I said that a couple of times. Auto sip would be even better. But hey, super raid. It's artificially lengthening the player journey so that they think that they fought for the champion. Is not... So make the game more exciting. More having like more variety. And not like use player time as a resource. That's the difficulty. Because obviously I would appreciate Fabian if I get it. Hint, it looks very much like it's gonna happen. But the time investment is very much like a Formula 1 race. But this is not a sports event because it's not skill based at this stage. It was time to get some unusable resource, at least from the perspective of the fusion. And with a super raid you would at least get 2 resources, not just 1. So that would be significantly better. I had a bet that I could complete the whole thing in an hour, but I didn't. But I had different calculations. With respect to those calculations, I would have completed it in an hour. I thought that I just needed 20 in total, less than 20. And it turned out I needed 20 per champion, because I performed the wrong calculations based on already partially ascended champions. So obviously we're very far away. But we got 2/3 of the job done, I think. More than 2/3, if not 3/4. So I would estimate that it's gonna take less than half an hour. In fact, it could just take just 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It also depends on the drops. The drop rate is given, the actual drops we never know. This is okay. So we'll do this 6 more times. It's like a mantra, you know, mantra meditation. I'm wondering why there is no mantra music. Might get one. And then afterwards we'll see. If there is a greater drop, I will check out because I lost count. So I will check out where we stand. But for that we would need a greater drop. I'm assuming we need like 10 to 14 at this stage. But you never know. Evidently. Now I'm still hopeful with Alice, and also all these artifacts, a lot of work is ahead of me, by the way, to see which artifacts are usable, which artifacts can be replaced. Finally, this is not the biggest drop of my life, but we can still see the champions. The 4th one, to see how much time it takes to ascend. So we got 5 at the moment. Let's mix potions. 7. Oh, that's better than expected. We have 12 already. And we need 20. So only 8 potions left. We're in the finish line. Well, not finish line, almost the finish line. Stage 15. And guess what, if the Void Keep is already open, I might as well continue farming it afterwards, but only off screen. So we need 8 in total, or 80 lesser potions. I use the lesser potions as 0.1, 0.1. Then there are gonna be the medium ones, and we have to ignore the big ones. So 1 hour 8 minutes in, and that's a lot. Just for Void Keep, just think about that. But it's like full ascension of 4 champions, so I cannot really complain. And this is the last requirement for Fabian. Done. So out of 8, we still have 8 left. Still need to get the energy soon. One day I will make use of those potions, but usually it's not the bottleneck. the smaller ones will become the bottleneck, and this is stupid. Once again, game design wise, this is stupid. But hey, this is just, I usually abstract things in a mathematical model, so I don't look at potions, but I look at resources that I need to get the extra numbers that will solve the next riddle. It's a bit of an unemotional way of looking at a game, I guess. And after looking at the next riddle, I don't even know what comes, because theoretically I would need to have a plan to maximize my score. So 0.7, that's where we stand, out of 8. Or 7 out of 80. Let's just do 7 out of 80. I calculate based on lesser potions. And then after a minute we'll figure out what the next one is. A big drop can be a game changer, obviously. 2 big drops can... So we may be just 2 away from the final. So 7 out of 80. Next one. Finally, Alice is dealing the damage. Next one is gonna be maybe 1, maybe 2. No, 14 out of 80. Let's continue and let's see the drop rates a bit. So this is the loot table. We can see about it. This is ayumilove.net and so on. So it's you see the loot table for most of the things. So we're farming stage 15. We're now right now 14 out of 80 done. 55% of the chance is lesser potions, approximately. Then these are the medium potions. Here rates are maximized. We could go here as well. That works too. And these are the top ones. The rates favor stage 15 to stage 10 for the medium potions. That's the interesting part. Superior potions can be ignored at this stage. And the average doesn't work as well as it should, because I need to ignore the superior ones. Average lesser potions in stage 15 31, and on stage 10 it's 14. So it's better to use this, but part of this, and now we're at 21 out of 80, part of this is the superior one if it was converted to lesser one. So we need about 59 more, 21 out of 80. We could get 50 out of 59 in this one battle. The expected value is a lot lower though. So I'm assuming 100 or 200 more energy and we're done. And you see, don't do a fusion like this, because there is less than 10 hours left. I happen to be on holiday by accident, but if I wasn't on holiday, how would I complete this? It's kind of a long shot. So in the meantime, sometimes there are days like this when it's not just Raid Shadow Legends, but also an Era of Chaos. This is a tough day. And there are really easy days, there are really tough days. And you make your life tough, actually. Okay, 51 out of 80, very good. It's 13 itself. So sometimes you make your life tougher by signing up to some challenges that you underestimate. That's why better planning is important. I'll get 100 energy. 51 out of 80. It should be doable in just 100. So back. And we need 30 more. Number 15, start. So don't overcommit when not knowing the rules. For example, I don't know the rules, didn't know the rules fully. And I evidently suffered from it. Otherwise, why would you spend 300 diamonds on opening the Void Keep? It's very much like a Egyptian casino, right? That someone who made like many millions or even more out of oil, you know, they say, okay, let's open the casino. A casino is closed. Let's make some phone calls. And then they open the casino for that one person and their companions. This tends to happen. And it's an expensive thing. So for example, here it costs 300 gems, which is quite a lot. That's the weirdness. So 51 out of 80, because we had a good run. If I get at least 3 and there is a chance for it, then we're done. Unless my calculations are wrong. No, but we're getting closer, 59 out of 80. Unfortunately, we still need to get the same 3 drop to get it done, because 51 and 59 are the same from the perspective of earning medium potions. But you know what? I might get away with 20 because I'm quite certain there was a leftover, at least one small portion. So 79 may be enough, 75 may be enough, who knows. If we earn at least 2 middle potions, then I think it's done. So 59 out of 80 is the current value. Unfortunately, I cannot accelerate this further. This is bad, like times 1 times 2. And transparency wise, this is amazing. You see exactly what is going on in the game. There are no secrets. Everything is there. And you can even read what is going on. You could code the whole system yourself and experiment. And this is really interesting. This transparency, this glass box, is one thing that rated it really well. So 66 out of 80. And this is why people come back. This is one reason why people come back. And other games like Hero of Chaos, for example, that I actually happen to enjoy as well, there it's more of a black box or a dark gray box. You see through it a bit, but you don't know what's going on in the battlefield exactly, because you don't know the algorithm, you don't know what buffs, what debuffs, what effects are active at a given point in time. There is not enough information. This is where these games need to develop further, because otherwise it's a small crapshoot and just relying on false information, half done information. That's the difficulty. So we'll soon be done. Still need at least a medium potion to complete things. I'll try after 1 medium potion to see how much we need. No, we haven't gotten that. 73. You know what? I can check it out still. Champions. There's a suspense. And Tavern. Ascend. We need 5 potions to mix and we have 47. So you know what this means. Almost any drop is good for us. that are lower potion, medium potion. Let's see the probabilities. This is easy to calculate. Stage 15, that's this column. 5, 9%, 12% is superior. That's something we don't want. 12.5, 15.35, 21, 22%. So 22% are not good for us. 78% and we're done. So there is a 78% chance that it drops the proper thing. And that 78% is really, really good. Because the probability of us not getting, like, let's say in the next 5 attempts is really low. So we don't even need to spend more energy at this stage. And I'm hoping for a resolution after all this. Yeah, we got it. Okay. Now, let's do the fusion. So we're going to the champions. Last one, tavern, ascend. Mix one potion, which you now can. What happened? Yeah, I didn't do the slider. Ascend. So this is done. And now we're ready to go to the portal. I got all these shards in Sunday. I couldn't reach them on Sunday. Afterwards I could. Depleted all the other resources. But more importantly, fusion. This one. At least they locked it for us. Just imagine what it would be like to use it as a food champion. That would be crazy. Fuse. We still have 10 hours left from the fusion. What is this 81 out of 100? Oh, I know, I have 81 slots out of 100. Okay, let's use. It costs 1 million. So, you know, if you don't have 1 million, you would have some work to do. I have 2.83. That's the last hurdle. And we're done with the last hurdle. We now have Lord Entertainer Fabian. Looks very much like King Griffinheart. And now undead hordes are gonna be a lot stronger than they used to be. Here you can read the champion skills. And you know what's really good? Challenges. Upgrade the spirit champion to rank 6. So what I can do right now is, here is Fabian. That could be another video, tavern. I have a lot of barrels, green ones. Quite even. Upgrade rank. We'll see. Because I'm quite certain we can do this right now. First of all, I'm gonna get some rank 4s. That's kind of easy as well with the chickens. Completes weekly quests. I didn't even know. That was clan versus clan, I think. I earned all these chickens. Are there any champions worth rank 4ing? No. But there are some rank 3ers that I just trained not too long ago. So I'm doing the housekeeping. So many level 19s, that's crazy. And then, after doing that, the rank 4s, we'll see if there is any rank 4 level 40. I think I've done a few. For example, this one. or this. I'll use this one because this heart indicates to me that I want to use this as food. So blue potion and some food. We're done. Upgrade rank. And now we got a level 5. And now that we got the level 5, we're ready. I prepared this up front, so I could think about this. I couldn't think about the more important stuff. And then we go to Fabian. Upgrade rank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And no, I forgot to remove the artifacts because, yeah. Gear removal is not free, but we can afford gear removal at this stage. I really couldn't care less about these. And now, going back to the unit that we were looking for after spending another 300,000 silver. Or 250. Yeah, just doesn't matter. Sacrifice. I could have just pressed the remove button. And now challenge is complete. This is an important book. And we're ready. 5 of 5. This is 9 of 10. And this is 3 of 3. So I'm very close to be done with those quests. And now we have another 6 star, which is good. Now artifacts will come later. Tavern, Ascend. Let's see the Ascension. That was quick. Or was it? No, the Arcane Keep. I need to farm the Arcane Keep for the rest of the stars. So we have Fabian. Finally. After so many weeks. If you want an easier time, plan better than me. And then it's gonna be not a last minute rush, but a significantly faster one.